So I wanted to do a fairly quick herb run guide on Old School Runescape. I'll cover the requirements, the gear, the most efficient teleports, and all that. So that'll be this video. So as far as the requirements for herb runs, if you want all the patches like I have, the requirements are pretty high. But for the first like 4 or 5 patches, the requirements are quite low. For the Varlamore patch, which I get to with this, you need the Children of the Sun quest, and then to get the whistle, you need 10 Hunter Rumors completed to get the basic one, and then you upgrade it twice. And to charge it, I use Raw Sunlight Antelope. It gives 3 charges per meat, and each piece is only 375 GP. The Ardoin Cloak requires the Arty Diary. The Medium Diary has 3 teleports a day. The Hard Diary has 5 teleports a day. And the Elite Diary has unlimited teleports a day. The Catherby patch to get the maximum yield requires the Kandarin Elite Diary, which gives a 15% increase. The Hard Diary gives a 10%. The Medium Diary gives a 5%. And then the Easy Diary doesn't give any increase. The Troll Stronghold patch, which is one of the disease-free patches, requires My Arm's Big Adventure. And then the Whis patch, which requires My Arm's making friends with My Arm. That's the requirement for the Whis patch, and that is disease-free if you have the fire next to the patch built. The current patch is disease-free if you have the Corrand and Kebos Easy Diary complete, and then the Varlamore patch will be disease-free if you've gotten at least 16,000 glory in the Fortis Coliseum. But if you've done that, if you're good enough to do that, I would imagine you probably don't do herb runs. This is the gear I take to for herb runs. The Max Cape is obviously for the Farming Guild teleport and house teleport to get to. I use my house fairy ring for the Mauritania patch. The Xerix talisman is to get to the Zaya herb patch, and the Explorer's ring is to get to the Falador herb patch. And the magic secateurs just they slightly increase your yield. So I bring those. You should bring those if you're doing herb runs. So at least as of recording this video, the most profitable herb to do is Avento, but that's obviously subject to change if the prices change. So I will put a link to the wiki herb run profit calculator, so you can look up what the most profitable herb at the current time is. So this is the inventory I bring for herb runs. The Perfected Quetzal Whistle is the best way to get to the Varlamore patch. The Ardoin Cloak is the best way to get to the Ardoin herb patch. I have 2 bottomless compost buckets. This one is filled with ultra compost for the herbs, and then this one is filled with super compost for limpworts. You don't have to do limpworts, but they're a decent increase in profit for not a lot of time extra. The caster bee, the fastest way to the caster bee patch is a caster bee teleport tab. You can also put it in a portal nexus or a normal portal in your house. That'll be a little bit slower, but then you don't have to buy teleport tabs. The stony basalt is the best way to the Trollheim herb patch, and then the icy basalt is the best way to the Wisp herb patch. You can put both of these in a portal nexus or a portal. So now we will get into how I do herb runs. The first patch I do is the Harmony Island herb patch, and this is the only one I don't use an efficient teleport for. The most efficient way to get there would be a Harmony Island teleport tab, but I'm too cheap to pay like 3,000 GP for a teletab, at least for herb runs. So the fastest way to pick the herbs is to spam click it for a little bit and then stop spam clicking, and after you spam click for a little bit, and then your character will pick 2 herbs every tick, I believe. The second patch I do is the Wisp patch, which I use an icy basalt for. And I just clean the herbs so that they won't go into my Slayer tab. I'm kind of OCD about that. I like knowing exactly how much my Slayer tab is worth, and I don't like stuff from other sources going in there. The third patch I do is the Trollheim patch. If you don't have the Firminic Hard Diaries, the stony basalt will put you at the bottom of these rocks, and then you'll have to run through the Troll Stronghold and go through the and go up the ladder. So the fourth patch I do is the Hosidius patch. Another good way to get to this patch other than the Xerix Talisman is either a construction or max cape or teleport and use the POH portals teleport and go to the Hosidius house portal over here. Or another good way is to have the your house in Hosidius and just teleport to your house and run from there. So this is the first Limpwort patch I do, and what a lot of people don't seem to realize about this patch is that you don't actually have to compost it, because it's protected if you have the easy Current and Kebos diary done, and compost doesn't increase yield for Limpworts, so there's no point in composting it. The fifth patch I do is the Voldemort patch, and this is the one that is disease-free if you have 16,000 glory in the Fortis Coliseum. Well, at least 16,000. So there are actually 7 Limpwort patches in the game that are at least around a herb patch. The only one I don't do is the Farming Guild one, because it isn't right next to the herb patch, and personally I think that it adds too much time to the run to be worth it. So the 6th patch I do is the Catherby patch. It actually doesn't really matter what order you do them in. This is just the order I've always done them in. So you do have a chance to get Hespori seeds from herb runs. It's a pretty low chance, but it can happen. The best way to stock up on Hespori seeds that I've found is tree runs. So the next patch I do is the Artie patch. So I use super compost on the limpwort, so I don't have to, because I think that ultra compost cuts into your limpwort profit too much, but you can do that if you are of a different opinion. And super compost seems to keep them alive a good bit of the time. So the next patch I do is the Falador one. A good way to get to the Falador patch, if you don't have at least the Falador hard diaries done, which is the lowest tier of Falador diary that gives you unlimited teleports here. Another good way to get here is have the Port Serum spirit tree planted. If you don't have the farming requirement to plant a spirit tree, or you don't have spirit seeds, you pretty much have to run from either Draenor or the Falador teleport. So that'll make it your herb runs a lot slower. So the next patch I do is the Mauritania patch, and it's actually slightly faster to use your house fairy ring to get here than it is to use a nectophile. So if you have a fairy ring in your house, this is the best way to get here. And this is the last limpwort patch I do. I don't do, like I said earlier, I don't do the farming guild patch. And then the last patch I do is the farming guild patch. If you don't have a max cape or a farming cape, the best way to get to the farming guild patch would probably be either a skills necklace, or if you have it, your jewelry box in your house. So there is actually a requirement for this patch that I forgot to mention, but I don't remember what it is. I'll probably put some text on the clip I recorded for the requirements, since I forgot to mention that. So that's the way I do herb runs. Okay, so I think that covers everything I wanted to cover in this guide. If you liked the video, maybe consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.